Man, I love festivities, man. Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome. Halloween. Let's see if we get some volatility on the chart today. Okay, let me remove that one. Welcome, everyone. Maybe earlier than some of you have expected, I am live. But that is because of my misunderstanding with the time zone I'm living in due to winter time. It's 1:30 p.m. is the news, not 2:30, right? So at least that's what Discord told me. I actually I wanted to search for like a very nice PNG like background for Halloween. It's just that I couldn't really find one the size of the live stream. They're all smaller, so I didn't have the time. I like festivities, you know, like Christmas, Halloween, and everything else. I always try to at least put a little bit of a theme for the stream. Maybe next time I should ask Jeroen to quickly make like a border of the live stream. You know what I mean? Let's see. Maybe my head needs to go up a little bit. There we go. That's better. Want to make one on the spot. Yeah, I mean, if you make it in like a few minutes, that's fine, but don't put any effort in it. What I was looking for online on Google is like something that I can put like here, and then on the bottom of the screen, and then moving up on the, if possible, like moving up on the side, you know, like have a bit of a theme, but I couldn't really find great sources and stuff. But anyway, guys, what we're gonna do in today's live stream is Elliott waves. Of course, there is some news now as well. Let me I'm still working on it. Let's see. So if we do this, right, and we put it all the way down here, display cap. No, it's gonna be behind the display capture. Oh no, wait, it should be PNG. Oh, it's not. Whatever. It's fine. We're good. We're gonna focus on what's in front of us. So, welcome everyone. Happy Halloween. Today, the 31st of October. And let's see if we get some Halloween volatility as Thursday, October 31st, 1:30 p.m. This is currently the Central European time zone. It's winter time, so then they changed the time. So, and I'm never aware of like, you know, the time. So this morning it was 2:30 p.m. and now it's UTC 1, and now it's 1:30 p.m. So there should be some news, and let's see if it does anything with the chart. I'll be online till at least 2:30 minimum, probably a little longer, but I wanna see what happens at 2:30 as well. So yeah. That being said, Sam, welcome. Andrew, QZ World, Slipstream, what's up? By the way, for the members here, we are going to introduce new member emotes for the chat. And Jeroen is working on creating all sorts of emotes. there's like he's working. He changed a few here to make them more clear, like a bigger. I'm not even sure if you can see this. Well, I can show you the newest one. Anyway. So I I'm not sure. I think we can have 6 emotes specifically here. So he's been working on creating some emotes. The raccoon is because my name is koenztrading, and eventually the community went into raccoon is like the mascot. So we use the raccoon as like the basic emote, and then we add our stuff to it. But he's currently working on creating some nice stuff for you guys to use in chat. Florian, welcome. How you doing? Been a while. Beautiful blue badge nowadays. What's up? John 374 Lon. What's up? Mark, Dominic Frey, Thunderin. Koen is dressed up like a ballerina. B, Star Wars personality. C, Dracula. D, Max Verstappen. I'm a beautiful mix. Mister, what's up? Yocasta, how you doing? Happy Halloween. Monthly close today. Yes. Monthly close today. Indeed. Pump and dump pattern hat. At least someone enjoys Halloween. Absolutely. What time is News US East? It should be now already. So is this Maximus hat? Yeah, it's new style. Sis, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being excited. Logic Mindset, Seriga, what's up? The news already out. Yeah. Got a lecture at 9 a.m. Yo, cheers, sir. Maybe a band-aid. Welcome. Ravi, what's up? So, yeah. Welcome, everyone. What we're going to mainly do in this live stream is observe the price action together as the news hits. Of course, we will cover Elliott waves. Not too much has changed compared to this morning. We're still looking for the same now. And I'll explain what that is. So let me just begin with that, and then focus shortly on the 15-minute time frame here as well. Have something to say about the 15, and and then we'll take it from. I can always zoom out to a daily if people are interested in stuff there as well. Weekly. Dawa. Oh no. Dawa. Let me have a look. 1 second, everyone, before we jump in. In the Elliott Waves channel. Wait. This is PNG, right? Can I just download? 1 second, everyone. You guys will very soon see. I'm curious to see if this works. Wait. Working on it. Hold. Holds. Few seconds. Perfect. Yo. Oh wait, I need to do this. Nice. Dawa. Thanks for thanks for your creativity and the quick work you do to get us this. Let me make the a little bit smaller here. Yo, cheers, Dawa. Okay, look, now we can start. This is good. Watch out for the cat. I will. 1 second. We're almost finished. And then we start the analysis. Ooh. Little bit smaller. Oh, come on. Full screen this. Gotta stay in my position. Let's see. If I stand here, then this is about right. Okay, cool. We got it. Sorted. Okay, thanks, Dao. Yo, that's very quick. Yo, appreciate it, man. Thanks, dude. That's cool. That's a very nice theme. That's a very nice theme for today's live stream. Jeez, it's actually getting warm as well, yeah. Oh, but so yeah, welcome everyone. Once again, today is Halloween. Hopefully you are enjoying yourself, trick and treating tonight, getting some candy. Hey, who knows? Even I go and knock some doors. No? But in today's live stream, what we're going to do is analyze the chart. As explained, we're going to just jump into 1 hour shortly. Nothing changed compared to this morning, so it's a short summary. Then I want to talk about the 15-minute, and then we can always zoom out. So it will be a bit more of like chatting and Q&A as well. More time to answer questions, maybe have a look at other places, other charts. But let's start with Bitcoin. So, yeah, happy Halloween, the voice of Pi. Yes, exactly, Sam, exactly. Katruk, welcome. Joe, how are you doing? Bert, welcome. Matthias, what's up? Cheese, what's up, guys? Okay, so let's get this started. Let me remove these two. Of course, there's a reason why I have that on the chart. So again, right, 1 hour time frame, short summary. Nothing new here compared to last night and this morning. So 5-wave impulsive structure. If this wave 4 becomes too big, there is the opportunity to then potentially look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you start 1 over here. I just don't like this as an impulse. It looks better as a double zigzag, clearly WXY. So I definitely prefer counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so far so good, looks fine. The target area for 4, 236.05, 72K, 70.1, still looking for 5. Probabilities are higher, this is corrective. We have a 3-wave move to the downside to begin with, and that increases the probabilities that, as mentioned, this is corrective and you're still looking for price to take out the high. The only bearish scenario that will not do this would be a diagonal, where you then have a 3-wave in a 1, in a 2, you need a 3, a 4, and a 5, and then a correction continuation. Now, it will take a while before such a pattern forms. You want to wait for at least a wave 4, if not a wave 5, just to take out this low and have then a low, 3 lows, before you can really consider a diagonal as a serious option, which at the moment we can't, because we didn't even take out this low yet, right? So for now, your probabilities are always going to be higher for the bulls compared to the bearish scenario. Unrelated to if price is still going to take out this low, right? That's perfectly fine. A wave 4 can have many corrective structures, right? You can have a WXY double zigzag. You can have a triangle as well, right? You can have a flat structure. Yeah. So even a sideways WXY, of course, as well. So there's many different structures that are available inside a wave 4. But instead of going into the lower time frames and all the nitty-gritty stuff, it's much easier to stick around on a 1 hour time frame and know what we're looking for. And it's very clear what we're looking for. Bulls have a higher probability than the bears, unrelated. If price takes out this low, doesn't matter. As long as you do not at least have a wave 4 and a wave 5 of a diagonal, a corrective structure will always in a 4 have a higher probability. And then we're looking for 5, which could be interesting because after a 5, a little bit, oh wait, we hit this resistance now. We hit the daily, let me remove this. So of course, your target for 5 is above all-time high, which can be interesting as a fake out. So you grab the liquidity, as many people maybe in retail, especially emotional traders, might look to buy after taking the all-time high, and then over here creating a fake out, grabbing that liquidity with all the buys, and then drag it down to hit the stop losses, liquidations, and people simply closing their trade. Let me keep this one on here. So this is what we're looking for. Now, 1 hour time frame, it makes life easier instead of going on into the very, very low time frame and the nitty gritty. Now, locally here, 15-minute though, we are going to have a look, of course, at the 15. We have this 3-wave structure to the downside, right? I already spoke about this, increases probabilities. It's corrective unless you go into a diagonal, which is not yet too relevant. But we also have this move here towards the upside, right? Which also is a 3-wave structure. Now, the only bullish scenario that you could get off this low that looks like this would now be a 1-2-1-2, but of course this 2 would be incredibly long. So probabilities at the moment are more on the side for this to also be a 3-wave structure. So you have a 3 down and then a 3 up, because we didn't really get an impulse structure to the upside. So it increases the probabilities to still take out the low and as a minimum continue ranging sideways. I'm just curious if we do get some volatility because of course, then the news here, 1:30, which is the reason I'm live earlier than I mentioned in the morning video. I said 2:30 there because my time zone was wrong. Actually, my time zone was correct. It's just that the time zone changed time. So winter time now. Hey, it's not my fault. Well. Oops. So, yeah, we do have on the CVD some bullish CVD divergences. Ups, the bearish CVD locally that was here is invalidated. It's a very sideways corrective structure, right? Because you're in a bullish trend on a 1-hour time frame, having bullish CVDs, of course, is more interesting than looking for bearish CVDs, also because of the probabilities locally, where you're still looking for price to take out this high at some point. Yeah, this is also higher probabilities, a 3-wave corrective structure. Another zigzag structure, and that increases the probabilities to still take out this low, minimum, continue ranging. But that is the nitty gritty. So I am not interested myself to look for shorts here. No financial advice. I'm always interested in longs at the moment as on a 1-hour time frame. As long as we do not have a finished diagonal, I'm not interested to look for shorts, only for longs. And the probabilities on the 1 hour are for this scenario. Now, what does this scenario on the 1 hour lead to on higher time frames? Let me cover this as well shortly. So we have the bullish scenario, multi 1-2, where after a 5-wave move, you finish blue 1, retrace for blue 2. You then take the fibs that you see on the chart from the low of your 2 to the high, wherever your 5 is going to be made. And then the 05786, that's your common target. Right? That's your common target. Now, your bearish scenario is the flat structure. So here we then have 3-wave A, 3-wave B, 5-wave C, and inside B you either look for a WXY or ABC. Depends on where you want to end A, over here or over here. Depends on ABC or WXY. Right? But it doesn't really matter because you're still looking for a 3-wave structure, which means that from the high, you need an impulsive move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, continuation, or a multi 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 down. Now, an impulse, as mentioned locally, it doesn't work, right? You have a 3-wave structure down, not a 5-waver. Multi 1, 2 at the moment also doesn't work, is invalidated, leaving your diagonal as the only bearish structure that you can get locally, but it is too early to talk about the diagonal on the lower time frame. So we can't give that highest probabilities. Highest probabilities are for the bulls, and then on the weekly, we continue looking for this scenario here, 5-wave impulsive structure. Better to be conservative, look for a 5, with the more bullish scenario being the alternative continuation in a 3, and then higher prices to come. And that's a summary. So of course, as price is moving sideways, there's not too much like changing with regards to the probabilities. So let's see if price is going to do anything today and if probabilities are going to play out. But this is it. How can you short if the diagonal is finished? Because you don't trade the diagonal, you trade the retracement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, short, continuation, profit. So when thinking about diagonals, I rarely ever trade subwaves in the diagonal, because as long as the diagonal isn't finished, the probabilities are higher to go up instead of the diagonal. So I always only trade the retracement of a diagonal, never really trade a diagonal. So a diagonal never has the highest probabilities unless you get your 4 and 5, because then you like, if you just have this, and imagine we do this now, WXY double zigzag has a higher probability than a diagonal at that moment in time. Right? So you need another and another. And now you got to be aware, of course, of a WXYXZ, but that's very rare. So that's the moment when you start considering diagonals. And then as price then retraces up, one can look for signs of weakness. But it's just not yet relevant. Of course, on the 15, as explained, right? Yeah, we have a 3-waver. But here to the upside, higher probability, it's a 3-wave structure. Also now, because we took out this low, and if this would be a 1, 2, 1, 2, right, and you take a fib time from this low to the high, and you don't use the brush, but you actually take the fib time, then you can see that this range now is way beyond 6 times longer than your wave 1 here. So higher probabilities, this is also corrective, which increases probabilities to take the low and as a minimum continue ranging sideways. But that is 15-minute stuff. While on the 1 hour, which I prefer at this moment in time, the probabilities are higher for the bulls unless you create a diagonal. And the easy thing about the diagonal as well, by the way, is that if you would get a diagonal has most commonly a deep retracement, which means you get back inside this range, right? So if I would be interested in entering longs, right, and price falls down into a diagonal structure, then I know that I can get out at pretty much break even during the retracement. So it creates a lot of patience in my trading. No financial advice, because I'm by the way not here. I'm already in from lower. I'm not involved locally. Yeah, the big bearish scenario on the weekly would be a bigger flat. Okay. So on the weekly time frame, your bearish scenario would now be a flat in a Y. So you have your W, X, and then you look for A, B, C in a wave Y. Depending on the length of C, you can still count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you're going to look at W, X, Y, and then move up. That's your bearish scenario. Right. So you're looking for a flat in Y. Of course, officially counting this as an expanding diagonal, and then this 2, so 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. It's not invalidated because you didn't take out all-time high on my chart, but you did on CME. Plus, you hit the 886, very rare for 2, expanding diagonal, extremely rare as well. Doesn't make sense to talk about a leading diagonal here in a 1 or A. So this scenario has the higher probabilities for bears. But compared to the bullish scenario, it doesn't have higher probabilities than a bullish scenario at the moment. You would need to lose significant levels. Where can we short Bitcoin? You gotta follow your plan, Sam. I'm not interested. Like, this is like, I don't know. I'm not interested in shorts. But you may be, and if you are, you need a plan. Where can you short? You can short anywhere at any moment in time, right? It's the beauty of the market. So, yeah. Wait, where we could short, does he mean an exchange? Or does he actually mean go short? I have no idea. But if you mean where can you short Bitcoin, just go to any trading exchange. In the description, I personally am active on Blowfin. Currently, there's a Halloween campaign, which is really cool. So you can check that out. But if you are looking for a short, you just need a plan. Yo, maybe a Band-Aid, thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks for being here. Good luck with your studies. If you talk about trading, right? And entering a short, I mean, I'm not in a position to give any advice, right? I only have Elliott wave probabilities, and I share information and insights. So yeah. But for a plan, you got to follow 6 steps. 1, try as many free tools as you can in TradingView. Build experience. 2, build statistics on some of your favorite tools. 3, combine some of these favorite tools that are proven with nice statistics. 4, combine the different tools, tweak and adjust. Right, let me repeat this. I was distracted. 1, try as many free tools as you can in TradingView. Step 2, find your favorite tools and build statistics on them. Step 3 is combine some of these favorite tools. So now you're really going to work on a strategy and build statistics on the combination. Step 4 is tweaking and adjusting. So you add a tool to the mix, you remove a tool from the mix, you collect more data and statistics to see if you can increase your win rate, your risk-reward ratio, or other data that you're tracking. Step 5 is start trading with a low portfolio size and focus on trading psychology. And step 6 is increasing your portfolio size, preferably slowly so you get used to bigger losses. I actually need to put the Elliott wave analysis at when did we start? The timestamps are on. I think we started somewhere here at like 150. That's 15 minutes ago. No, I don't know. Maybe we started at around 50 min. I don't know exactly when we started with the analysis. Pin the message. Where were we? The flat is what I would like to see. Caught the short, but closed it out already. Too risky of a trade for my bones. We answered this question. Can you consider if we are now on an ABC correction? In this case, we would be in a WXY. So the ABC is this in that case, right? An ABC is either a zigzag or a flat. If you take the low now, you're going to be looking for a WXY, a double zigzag, or a sideways WXY, sideways double combo. After a new all-time high, 75 to 80K. Yeah, but, and then? So the target I have here for 5 is 74, 76.5. For a wave 5, that is. Based on the volume, we will know if we get continuation, but this is primary at the moment. Up. This red line is the point of control of this range here locally. Of course, the white box is still a support resistance area as well. To 100K and then dump till 20K within 2025. I mean, look, you won't hear me complain, but 20K, I don't know like what his count is. Probably he 30 to 60K would be a retracement if the move from 15 to 80 is counted as a 1 and you look for a 2, then your target would be around 30 to 60, right, max. I don't even think with the minor situation you can even go to 20, can you? But like on paper, fundamentally, I guess. Yeah, we'll see. we'll see. There's of course always people like so another reason why I never follow analysts. I don't follow anything crypto related is also partly it's just one of the small things is people love to be right. So what they do is they have like a scribbly line that they make like 5 years or 10 years before price action is even there. And they have like probably 10 of these like different scenarios and 10 different lines. And then by the time price prints information, they reduce their from 10 lines to only 5 lines. And then the moment they have one line that's correct, they're like, look, 10 years ago, I knew exactly that Bitcoin was going to do this. And I'm like, that's such bullshit. Like, that's so bad. That's really bad analysis as well, because you cannot say the highest probability is so far in advance is XYZ. Like, oh, that's gonna happen. You don't have that information. So yeah. He only made 100 videos already. Then he was wrong already 99 times, or yeah. Yeah, you also have people, of course, that are biased. You have, of course, the people that look for Bitcoin is gonna reach 500K. We can't go down. It was the same in the previous bull market. I was there, where as price was moving up, there's not gonna, or especially here, there's not gonna be any retracement. We always go up. We're gonna reach 500K per Bitcoin. Invite me to CNBC and I'll talk about it. And then 30K, 69K, 15K, wrecked. So that's one side of the coin. Then you have the other side. That's always like, Bitcoin goes to 20K, Bitcoin goes to this, but and then they're like, usually those people talk about it when this happens. They're like, oh, Bitcoin goes down. Oh, Bitcoin goes down. Oh, Bitcoin goes down. Oh, no, for real, Bitcoin goes down. Oh, look, Bitcoin went down. Oh, wait, just wait. Bitcoin goes down. Bitcoin. Oh, look, yes, I'm correct. Bitcoin is down. Nice. Right? Good job. You're only 50K too late. It finally happened. So, I just don't pay attention to the big, like, you wanna avoid the extremes. No, you want to avoid the extremes. Don't listen to people that talk about 500K. Don't listen to people that talk about 20K and 10K. Right? It's useless. You're at 72K. That is where you are. Right, and we can do analysis on what the chart shows here, and we can go to a weekly time frame, monthly time frame, and do some analysis there as well. And then as new info is printed, we can adjust and we can change. But avoid the extremes. I'm not sure I understand at what point we can have high confidence wave 4 is in and looking for wave 5 to, or if we can expect that wave 4 is not yet finished. Wave 4s are most commonly sideways corrective or complex corrective structures. When is a wave 4 finished? Well, as a starter, of course, we want to see price move up from a low in an impulsive manner. So, of course, we had that here, correction, and another one, but then we went sideways. So now the probabilities are higher. This is a 3-waver, increasing probabilities for continuing the range sideways or taking out the low. Even though on the 1 hour, nothing changes, right? So 1 hour, still looking for the high at a later stage. When can you enter with a wave 4? Yeah, I mean, from an Elliott wave point of view, one can DCA at 236.382.05. Invalidation is the 618. You can try and count the exact structures, right? And know the probabilities. Know what areas of additional support you have inside a wave 4 target area, right? Are there point of controls? Are there time frame horizontals? Is there a market structure? Is there something else like Fibonacci that you look at? And then if you're looking for a wave 5 up, those areas can be, and maybe around the 05, I also have a weekly naked point of control and maybe a daily, right? Maybe at the 786, I have a couple of confluences, right? And then those two areas are going to be my main areas of interest. So that's where I can potentially either put some orders in or at least observe the reaction. I'm more of a market entry trader than limit order trader. But that is how you can approach trading certain waves, where you don't always need to know the exact structure. It's very rare to snipe the exact low or snipe the exact high. But you can create areas of interest, which I call target boxes, and you can create these inside your big fib target for a wave 4 or a wave 2, and then those are going to be your main areas of interest. As an example, and I'm not too interested in trying to observe the reaction and maybe look for entries. Unless of course price proves me wrong and then okay, now I'm interested. But I like my target boxes. They're always very well respected. Price moves up before taking out the all-time high, resistance at the box. So yeah, that's how I suppose approach it, instead of trying to know the exact structure, because a wave 4 can be very complex, can be very long. You think it's over, but it's not, right? It goes back down again and then up again and down, and then you get a triangle and this, that. So yeah, they're tricky. Fib time is useful, but mainly as a minimum target for a wave 4 and a maximum target. But the maximum target is we're still far away from the maximum target. Yeah. I just finished the job. Welcome, Rudy. I'm being ready for an extended weekend, as tomorrow we have holiday. Enjoy the holiday, Rudy. And thanks for sending your message, by the way, in Discord. I've read it last night. Still have to reply, though. But Rudy, everyone, he has his own business in the transport industry. Fascinating. And looking to move to Thailand, no, Rudy? What would be the target for a WXY? Let's see. So if oh no, wait, that's correct. So we had golden pocket. So we can still have a double zigzag. Double zigzag target 1 to the 1.236, most common. WXY sideways double combo is 0.618, 1.236. Yeah, and if I look at my support to the downside, I don't have there's not a lot except for the range that we have here. And then point of control, the white box, but below this box, there's not too much that I have going on here. I mean, on the higher time frame, there's probably value area high. Value area high at 70k, so you can add that as support, of course. But 70k, oh, that's around the 05. Okay, that's still an interesting area. On top of a small little range here, 1 hour order block, it's at least a bit of support. Ooh, got him. What is the longest in time a wave 4 can be? I mean, it's all probabilities. Most commonly, your wave 4 ends before the 4 fib time compared to 2. If you move into 5 and 6, it starts to lower probabilities, and if you move beyond the 6, probabilities are low. It's still a wave 4. So that's in when I like. right? It's about the ratios between the waves. And the moment a wave 4 is too long, the ratio is off and the probabilities decrease. On width, yeah, we can probably have a look, just a quick look. Not really going to analyze in detail, but okay, 1 hour. I'll see. Take out 71.4. I saw your chat now with ACG and Discord. Retailers need to be kicked. Yeah, look, I wouldn't mind. Like, there's a lot of bullishness in the market, but then it's the people that look, of course, for 6 digits already. I wouldn't mind seeing a retracement, right? So looking for 4 or 5, and then as you take liquidity, you drag it down, right? And then stop people out, grab more liquidity. But going all the way to what that guy says, like 20K, I mean, I don't even know how he, I don't, like, how does he get to that? You know what I mean? 20K, like, what the fuck? I have an idea of how he got to such a target, but it's not your, like, highest probability at the moment. No? Cheers, NH. Appreciate. Is a triangle ABCD possible here in 4? A, B. This needs to be your C, and then still D, E. Now, a triangle only really becomes relevant. So it's almost the same as a diagonal, but if you're looking for a triangle, you want to wait. So A, B, C, D, E. You want to wait for at least a D. Until then, a triangle is not the highest probability. Can you show me how to plot the weekly naked point of control on TradingView? So if you only want to use TradingView and not use ATAS, which I use, right? Because I use ATAS for my volume levels. But what you can do is use market sessions and volume profile by Leviathan. It's an indicator. Let's see if it actually gives it. Wait, I've never really session type, weekly. Go to the daily time frame, I guess. Is it loading or is it? I've never used it on such a high time frame. If I put it on the daily, then what do we get? So that is this is the one that works very nicely on lower time frames, but oh, there we go. Okay, weekly. Okay, we good. Okay, so here you go. So on the weekly time frame, right? Then this is Sunday. This is your next week. And this would be your weekly naked point of control at 67.3K, because the red line here, right? This week never touched this red line. It's actually been quite a bullish week, right? So you're going to be looking for the red line. Is it touched? Is it not touched? Here, right? You had a weekly naked point of control, and at the beginning of the following week, touched the weekly naked point of control, moved up. Or the following week, yeah. So you can use this. So again, I use ATAS. You can also use volume profile, by the way. So you can take a volume profile from Monday 1 a.m. Central European Time Zone. So the previous week, let's use the previous week, which was 2 a.m. at that moment in time, and then to Friday. Yep, and then this is your point of control of that week. But that one is touched when price moved down, right? So a naked point of control is only naked as long as you do not touch it after it has been formed. Interruptions during the stream. It says excellent connection. Yeah. Stream is healthy. Stream health is excellent. Hopefully it doesn't happen too often. Every market bottom is 100 higher EMA than the previous. March 250. Oh, that's an interesting one, Matchy HK. From a FIB perspective, every market bottom is actually deeper as well. So the first bear market was 236, the second one 382, and the last one 05. So therefore, for the next one, I got the 05 to the 618 on my chart as a target. But we need a flat in WXY sideways because of the zigzag in wave A. That is correct. If you're looking for a sideways WXY, that's correct. Yes. Do you think that the leading diagonal scenario, which started at the beginning of September, is not yet invalidated? Oh, this one. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I saw people talking about this. So first of all, this is then so you have a normal 1 and 2 here, and then people look at a diagonal like this. It's not something I'm looking for, and also if you are looking for such a diagonal, you actually still want to take out the high. But yeah, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probabilities are higher that this is not a zigzag family structure. And wave 4 in a diagonal needs to be a zigzag family structure. Probabilities are higher. This is a sideways double combo. Stuba had a triangle on his chart, I remember. But just because of this range, I'm at the moment not considering having a diagonal there. Your invalidation for wave 5 is around like 74k or something, but it's just wave 4 that's the problem. There's a new moon missing on my screen decoration. Andre, how you doing? Welcome, man. Welcome. Oh, by the way, someone asked earlier, what's Halloween? Well, I guess exactly, Stuba. Welcome, man. Good to see you here. Stuba, everyone. Great Elliott wave analyst himself, and active in Discord as well. You can check out his posts. But yeah, what's up, Stuba? But Halloween, look, I don't know the ins and outs of how Halloween came to be, but it is I think it was someone in India that asked the question. It's just like a celebration day for me, where people dress up in scary outfits. And in America, they tend to do, what is it, trick or treat, I believe, as it's called, right? So they go past the door and, people collect candy. Here in Europe, I guess it's a bit less of a party day compared to in America, but still like, there's definitely some activities here, some events on this day. And it's just about like, just like scary outfits and spiders and those ghost houses, those haunted houses, and that sort of stuff. Yeah. You must zoom in on daily. What do you want me to zoom in, Shadowjacker, on the daily? Do you want me to check something? You also have the daily, weekly, monthly SMB, SBTNC. Pretty good. Must be an indicator as well, right? Is it common for wave 5 of a diagonal to pass the 1-3 line? Yes. And preferably even an increased amount of volume. So you call it an overshoot 5, right? Christian, welcome. Thanks. Yo. Appreciate it, man. We got the stream set up. The border is done by Douwe, Big Ledusky in Discord and in the chat. He either he quickly made this or he made it in the past. But thanks to Douwe for sharing this and making this and sharing it with me so I can use it, including the cat. And then the hat is just from Google. You know. Mario, welcome. Mario, welcome. If the price drops below the weekly value area low, does it mean price will continue to go down? If price hits the 0.618, that is when a wave 4 is invalidated. And that is when the probabilities increase that the move up is a finished 5-wave structure. And you are looking for a bigger retracement, a 3-wave structure to begin with. But the thing is, of course, with the bearish scenario, you can only have the diagonal at the moment because of the 3-wave start here. From a probabilities perspective. Target for retracement previous bears were... How about extension for bulls? Yes. So with the bear markets, right? 236, 382, 05. Yeah, so the next one, 05, 618 is interesting. For the bulls, your second bull market was a 786 of the first one, or around that. The third bull market, the most recent one to 69K, was a 618 extension of the previous one. But you don't even actually really need to use even a trend-based fib extension on the log, because you can see if you go to a monthly, you can kind of see the chart doing this, right? So naturally, and of course, eventually you look for a breakout, but naturally, because of this movement, your lows are going to be lower from a Fibonacci perspective, and your bull markets are going to be shorter from a Fibonacci perspective. Doesn't mean it's shorter from a price perspective, right? Because of course, a move from 3K, right? From 3K to 69K is price-wise a bigger move than going from 200 then to 19, right? So this is a 20K move, and from 3 to 69, I mean, you know, that's a 66K move. But from a Fibonacci perspective on a log scale with the log fib, right, this bullish up, this bull market here actually was shorter than the previous one. Yeah. Now, of course, in the most bullish scenario, you're looking for 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 on a monthly, and eventually you look for, of course, big continuation. I think I don't often do analysis on the monthly because it's such a high time frame. It first of all, it changes very slowly, right? It's not a lot that changes on a monthly. It takes a long time, and second, it's quite difficult to use the monthly in trading, as I guess it's more investing. But even when even from an investing point of view, for me the weekly and the daily would be a lot better. The weekly is probably going to then be the one that I'll keep an eye on, and not the monthly, at least on Bitcoin. I mean, for the daily NPOX to work with that indicator. Yeah, I just now use the 12 hour, which worked, but let's see. It should work on the daily as well. Yeah, let's see. I don't know. It doesn't actually. I don't know why it gives me the. And if I go to the 12 hour. Oh wait. It's set on daily. Well, I need to change it. Weekly. Okay, and now go to the daily. Let's see. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything on the daily. If I go to the 12 hour, it works. If I go to the 4 hour, it also works. I guess the best time frame to use this indicator, market sessions volume profile by Leviathan, is just go to the 4 hour, and then you can mess around here monthly. Monthly point of control 67.5, currently at the value area high. Now let's see how this compares with the volume profile. So you can see the volume profile is a little, wait 1 second, just to make things clearer. Wait. Now price en route to take out the low as per probabilities on the lower time frame, the 15-minute, remember? Yeah, Shadowjacker, it's in Discord. 1 second, I'll show you. If you go to the Good to Know channel, and then down here, so of course you see this, and then if you scroll up, then here's the templates, daily naked point of controls, and then the weekly and monthly point of controls. Naked point of controls, that is. When in a range, you usually use as a starting when pulling a volume range. Where do you usually use start? Okay, so first of all, you wait for a range to form, right? Which basically means before you pull a volume profile, I'm looking for a first structure to end and the second structure to start, right? Now, as this low here was made at the same height of this range, what I like to do is use that in my volume profile as well, right? So that I include the volume here. Now, some people may just pull it from the high. That works. I use both. I like with volume profile. That's how I do my ranges, either from a high or a low, or I include the range. So, for example, if we go to the daily time frame, I can take a volume profile from the high, right? But if you think about a range, yes, this is the range after the all-time high. But if you actually think about what's included in this range, well, all of this is included in the range, right? Which means this bit as well. But that is not included in my volume profile. So yes, I do pull this volume profile on my chart, right? Just to see, is it well respected, what's happening. But another one that I'll like to put on my chart is actually from the red candle here, right? And then all the way right. And then I include this move to the upside as it actually is part of the range, right? Now, the volume of the local uptrend, another way to use the volume profile, of course, is just from the low to the right, right? So how's the volume in the move to the upside? Is volume following price, right? What are the levels doing? Where's your interesting support? And what I also tend to do if I look for support areas is I pull a couple of volume profiles. So I can pull this one, right? I pull the one from the high. I pull one from here, and I'm just going to compare them, and I'm just going to check, like, okay, we have a low here. I'm just going to see where can I find some confluence between the different volume profiles. Are there interesting levels of support or resistance? So as price comes back up here, right, I will pull two volume profiles. You have the volume profile of this whole bit. But what I also do is a volume profile of this upper range. Because price moves, like we had a range here, and then we dropped out of the range to the downside. Now this small range is interesting for pulling a volume profile. So I pull one over here, and you can still pull one bigger one as well. I think a much easier, I could have answered this in a completely different way. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can just go here. If you go down and you go to volume profile, this video here, you will learn how to use it exactly in more detail. Happy Diwali. Mm-hmm. European heritage, origin, and oh, really? Will we get a pullback in the near future? Well, this is currently your pullback, of course, locally in the uptrend on the 1 hour. But we are looking for an impulse to end and then a bit of a bigger pullback. Yes. Yeah, patience. How deep? Yeah, I mean, make sure to check the analysis that I've done as well. But on a daily time frame, if you're looking for, off. So if you look for a 5-wave impulse, then eventually you're going to be looking for your wave 2 or another wave 2 in your bullish scenario. So then you're talking about moving back into the 60s for your most common target. Price falling down, supported by bearish CVD divergences. Indeed, Shadowjacker. Yes, welcome and thank you. Made by Dower. 120k or 190k, the 0 to 618 retracement target afterwards doesn't change much. True. Correct. How deep do you think we go? The levels I have on my chart are both interesting levels. But your target area for a wave 4 is the 05236. So that's your main area of interest. Exactly, Carl. Exactly. If you trace a Fibbo and touch the 1.886, the 1.886 is not relevant. I don't use that. It doesn't, from an Elliott wave point of view, it is not a level. The 886 retracement is the Fibonacci retracement, but not an extension. Or if you pull a fib retracement and you pull the 1.618, it's not used. It's not used. Could the November 1st dumping new moon have some confluence with the probable 5 top on the 1 hour time frame? It's the 31st today, first tomorrow. Let's see, this is a small 2. Yeah. But you do, I mean, you do want to, first of all, you want to end wave 4 today in that case. So you can start wave 5 up tomorrow. And then as the news hits tomorrow, you actually want to create a top and then a retracement afterwards. And then during the weekend, what you can get is if you end a wave 4 and you move up in 5, that when the weekend hits, right? I mean, around Friday evening or something, you create a high, And then during the weekend, you're gonna range here, creating doubt in the market, right? Are we gonna be continue bullish or bearish? And then maybe swing failure, take the highs and down. So potentially like a wave 4 or 5. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, weekend 4, weekend 5, weekend 4, Monday 5, grab the highs and then get your retracement. But yeah, CME already took all-time high. We got so close here on my chart, but we just missed out. And also on index, we didn't take it. But the probabilities remain higher, of course, to eventually just get that done. Does the stock market correct affect your... no, never. No. I don't use any other charts. No. Is gold almost nearing its decade top? On gold... In my gold analysis, there was a couple of 4-5s left, so you can check out this video. It's still very relevant today. I made it 5 months ago, but it's still accurate. Wave C and the top is in. Yeah, but that's not your primary. Your primary will always be the impulse, where then your wave 4 has to be invalidated. Now, of course, if you have a finished C here, right, then you need an impulsive move down because you're looking then for a bigger corrective structure. So if this is your high of a bigger C and you want a big retracement, right, you want to start with an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or the diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. Now, because of the probabilities being higher here, you start with a 3-wave structure. The probabilities are higher that this move here is corrective. Unless you form a diagonal, but it's too early to look for diagonals. And counting this as an impulse, you then have to somehow get 1, all of this is 2, and then you need another 1, 2. But then this is a zigzag. In that case, you can't have a flat here, which is important because this is not a flat A, B, C, because C can't be a 3-wave structure. C can only be a 5-wave structure. So this then has to be a zigzag, but in a sideways double combo, you can't have a zigzag W and a zigzag Y. So therefore, you cannot count this as a W, X, and then a Y. One of these needs to be a flat, but we can't count it as a flat. Same high. 450, 449, 447, 450, yeah, same high there. At least the 15-minute probabilities almost played out, taking out that low. And then we'll take it from there again. It's also something I posted in the silver section earlier today before the live stream here. So higher probabilities to take out the low once more. Bare minimum continues sideways, but this structure here. So at like noon today, I was checking the chart and we're almost there. And then we can observe if price is going to do anything at support. Good job, Jesse. That's what we like to hear. Make sure you also continue to trade safe, right? Not becoming reckless because of the profit, like, oh, it comes so easy, it can't go wrong. Maybe take a bit of profit out, enjoy it, spend some time with family, girlfriend, whatever. but this is what we like to see. I saw you tried to tag me, but in YouTube, this would be my username. Consider to swap image here, because on DS I use it in other groups. Nice head. Thank you, Eric. FIP time is amazing. Cheers, Andre. It is. Post-US election dump coming. I need bug spray. Well, it's still pre, right? It's next week, almost there. Yeah, currently locally your volume here, of course, is increasing as price is moving down. So you just want to wait for a range to form. The bearish CVDs on the 3-minute here played out. Come on, just take it. Just take it, please. There we go. Not yet. Did we? Ah, there we go. Okay. So, the 15-minute probabilities have played out. Price now took out this low, which is good to see. And now we just wait for a range to form. Price is moving down on volume, as you can see. So I want to wait for a bounce, wait for a range to form, and then take it from there, there again. But yeah, that's nice. Wait, let me update this as well. Let me actually post a screenshot. Let me post a... Get this on. Okay. Okay, also putting it in Telegram. There we go. Stocks are dumping too. 500x is a blessing. You know, if you, like, I don't even know what platform offers 500x, but your liquidation is going to be like $1 behind your entry. No? That's insane. Okay. Let's, I do want to have this white line just to see a little bit of a reaction after grabbing the low. Nice. One second. Just checking my agenda. Yeah, okay. So price is moving, but I don't have too long anymore. Also, later tonight, family will visit from the Netherlands. I moved to France a couple of months ago, and they will visit. And they'll be here during the weekend as we're going to run half a marathon on Sunday. Of course, the weekend, generally, I don't really post a lot of content. On Sunday, usually an altcoin stream, but probably not this Sunday because of family. Morning, peeps. What's up, Rodney? How you doing? 80 million. Do you have a fish tank near you, or is the computer? It might be the computer. I actually think if you can hear it, then the microphone is quite sensitive in a way, but of course it's directed to me, and the laptop is behind. But I'm gonna get a new one, so we'll see. I'm going to use this laptop as a backup and get a brand new one because I got to spend tax dollars, no? So, can as well. For Fibonacci, how do I get my swing low to high? I mean, depends on what wave you are looking for. So, you have your wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a corrective structure. You take a fib from the low to the high, right? For your wave 2 of your 1. Or you take a fib from 2 to 3 for your 4, right? And then you have different targets. So instead of using random pivots for fib pools, you use it in line with your Elliott wave count. Now, I recommend you, in order to answer that question for every structure, please have a look at this playlist here, Elliott Waves Beginner's Guide, because every Elliott wave structure is in this playlist with everything you need to know. Targets, retracements, volume, time, tips. It's all in there. Rodney, if you have any questions, not much changed in the analysis. Like the 15-minute time frame was higher to take out the low, which we have now done. I posted that earlier today. So doesn't change the higher time frame, but locally probabilities increase to take out the low. So now that we got the low here, that played out, and as price is coming down on a little bit of volume, we can now just wait for price to move sideways again. Create a range, look for a bounce, look for support. Matthias. Exactly. Thank you, Matthias. Guess we need to watch stocks for a bounce. It's always good to maybe use other charts. I like to use the Bitcoin chart. These are the main areas of support. If you do lose the daily value area high here, I mean, there's so first of all, if you lose this range, there's not much below this range anymore. So, your microphone is too sensitive. Yeah, I'll probably just, so I'm just getting a new laptop. I'm gonna have some lights, get a new microphone, maybe some other new stuff. Like I just check the website and everything I need, I just get it, or want to have, I'll just get it. Definitely a volume increase here, right? Not sideways again. Filling those gaps in full. Yeah, you do have the gap here, no? Yeah, volume definitely increasing. Now, when you look at the volume in the current move down, you start to think, can this be your 1, 2, and then your 3, 4, 5, right? Or A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a C for then your W, X, Y, and then you crawl back up. Weekend is coming, generally a ranging structure as well. Voice is perfect. Thank you, Mario. Yeah, I mean, I guess if many people would complain about sound, then I definitely look into change. I can always put like the barrier of entry higher, like the sound barrier, but I don't want it to cut away my voice. But I'll probably get like new stuff anyway. Get a wireless mic, because I actually got this mic from a podcast that I participated in, and they just gave me this mic, so I was like, perfect, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna go shopping and get a new laptop. I'm thinking about what's that one again? The Lenovo something, like they have a brand new one with a carbon back, which is really cool. So great specs. I actually never had Lenovo, and I always used to have Acer material. Also because when I was a esports player, Acer was my sponsor, so I always had Acer gear, Acer PC, Acer this, Acer that, and it's a great brand. I mean, and Predator. I mean, Predator is the gaming brand, of course. So it always worked very well for me. Never had problems at all with the brand. But I'm like checking online and looking, and Lenovo looks good. So the red point of control here, not doing a lot. Again, volume increasing. So as the volume is increasing locally, as price is moving down, you're going to be looking for price. So this is now higher probability impulsive structure, right? So at the moment here, you would be looking for at least another 4 and then another drop in 5. But you got to wait for a wave 4 to form. Highest volume, most commonly in an impulse, is in your wave 3. So you're still looking for a 4 and a 5 afterwards. So depending on the length of your 3, you can then get an estimation for where your 4 and 5 are going to be and going to end. So a bit of volume. Of course, CME already took all-time high. It is nice that we hit the resistance here, daily naked point of control and the daily, and get a proper rejection just below all-time high. I would like to get that look for wave 4 and then look for wave 5, grab all-time high, breakout, people FOMOing, and then take it down after, not before. Almost Black Friday. Wait, I didn't even look. Well, Black Friday. When is it? 29th of November. It's too late. I have to check if I would buy stuff during Black Friday. Like I want to spend a certain amount because of tax related stuff, right? So I just want to lower the profits. Everything I buy is 50% paid by the government, basically. So might as well. I'm already shopping Black Friday because 50% is their money, Yeah, exactly, Mark. So of course with Black Friday, but I need to just get more stuff. So I'll look for it. $69696 exactly. They will start early sales. Yeah, I don't know. Usually with Black Friday, it's like in that week, right? It's like the Black Friday week. It's not like only the day. It's more so the week. Black Friday in crypto. All right. I just sent your Mozzanized laptop, Mark. Hey. Sending laptops all around the world. Happy Christmas, yo. 70.8 is a reaction level. I mean, we're pretty much there now. So the point of control, not doing a lot. Next level is the white box. Let me get a Bitcoin for 68 euros again. Jeez, the good old times, no? Yes. Back in the day. So again, volume increasing as price is moving down. Absolutely, of course, no interest here to look for longs personally. Price is moving down on increasing volume. Right, so as the probabilities are higher, this here is an impulsive move. You want to wait for a 4 and a 5. The question is, when is your 4? Right, wave 3s can extend. And only when a wave 3 finishes and you start a 4, you still expect the low to be taken in a 5, and then you get a bounce. When is your 3? Well, we'll see. We don't know. Or when does your 4 start? Nice bit of Halloween volatility though. Not bad. Yeah. Point of control not doing too much. Christian. Yo, what's up, Christian? How you doing, man? Welcome. Good morning for you. Good afternoon for me. Good morning, Christian. How you doing? So does this move increase bearish probabilities? We're just observing, right? You didn't hit the invalidation for a wave 4. There is no leading diagonal here. So I am in general not a person that snipes highs or lows, right? I'm looking for more confirmation, and at the moment we don't yet have that, no? So for bigger bearish probabilities, I would need to see a lot more than just a bit of a move to the downside, no? I would have liked more to see a retracement on volume after taking all-time high to grab more liquidity, but maybe it's enough. But let us just observe. For now, as volume increases, price moves down, probabilities are higher to continue down until you get a 4 and a 5. So, yo, Jeroen, spooky stream, yo. Yeah. Douwe sent me this on in Discord quickly at the beginning of the live stream. It's nice, eh? How low do you think wave 5 will go? Depends on where your wave 3 ends and your wave 4 starts. So you can't talk about a wave 5 until you get 4. Only when you get a range again in a wave 4 can we start talking about where your wave 5 targets are and what area of support is around your wave 5 target area. No. So we'll just observe what price does. So for me, like when you get these type of moves, it takes hours before I get into any. If I'm interested in a long here, it's gonna take hours before I'm gonna do anything. So we now at least hit the previous range. The value area low of that range is also still in the box. We hit the value area low. Might as well remove the point of control because we hit the white box now. If you were to sketch something up with wave 3 being the current low, of course the problem is that is what we call in the Netherlands wet finger work. Not a vingerwerk. That's like, let's see, we're just gonna put wave 5 there. You know, like, I mean, if this, so you can't, until you get a wave 4, you can't talk about wave 5. And if you ask me about where would a wave 5 be, if you look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, snipe, grab this low or the daily value area low, or you hit this gap, or doesn't matter, you know. it doesn't make just doesn't make sense to talk about fives until you have proof of a 4. So and at the moment we're at support, hit the box. We just observe the reaction. So yeah, you have some volume to the downside, but it doesn't change the 1 hour probabilities until you hit invalidation or get a diagonal. And yeah. A double zigzag is definitely something interesting here. W. One second here, thinking. The question is, do you want to end X here or end X there and then get your wave Y down, which is then on high volume? So your alternative is, of course, A, B, C and on high volume. But what you can now do locally on the low time frame is grab the 618 from this high here to the low and just see if it hits. If you hit the 618, you're invalidating a wave 4. And then this would turn out into a double zigzag. So you then have your W, X, and then you have a sharp final zigzag in a wave Y. Let's see. Let's use the highest one. 1-to-1 is almost hit. So yeah, I saw a question, I believe, like what I would look for. What would be look for here for a decent long? So a long setup depends on your plan, no? Of course, I can't just spill the way I trade here, but I look for Elliott waves. So now we have moved to the downside, volume increasing. I would need to at least see market structure to the upside, market structure that I can count as either an impulsive structure, so an impulse diagonal, or a multi 1-2. I also like to see it move resistance into support. I like to see some sort of CVD divergence. Move back into the range, back into the volume profile, like all these little things help. But as a bare minimum, because Elliott waves needs time, for me, trading usually, when you make a low, it can take hours before I'm part of something. I rarely ever try to snipe a low or a high. It's not my style of trading. I've tried it in the past sometimes and got my ass kicked. Yes, correct, Machi HK, yeah. 0.618 confirmed long? No, depends on your plan and your strategy. I was thinking of the WXY, but in my case it was more a guessing. Yeah, I mean, WXY, double zigzag, your wave X did not hit the 0.7, so it's absolutely a valid scenario. Right, so from the high to the low. As long as the 0.7 isn't touched, makes me think now. Yeah, exactly. I was, for a short second there, I was doubting myself, like, wait, I believe it didn't touch. I can happily say it didn't. So you can still look for the WXY, yes. Now, mind you, of course, that today we had some news. Tomorrow we again have more news as well. So a volatile end of the week expected. Oh, took the high. I got my first fan. Yeah, I know, in Discord now, no? Yo, Massi, how you doing? Wasberen, Raccoon. I know, right? What's up, Massi? Waar zit je dat het nu voor jou goedemorgen is? Pitchfork, red line is at 74,600, 75,600. Big short from there. What do you think? Yeah. I mean, from an Elliott wave point of view, this area is part of your wave 5. If you would look for a 4 and a 5, then your 5 target area is 74.1 to 76.4. So it is in confluence with this area. And that is then an area of interest, of course, to look for weakness and then for potentially shorts. But if price takes out the all-time high, right, there's absolutely no way that I will short without seeing any weakness, because you're in price discovery, right? So I would need to see price, again, same thing. Market structure down. I want to see bearish CVDs, maybe get back below all-time high, right? Market structure change. I flip support back into resistance. In confluence with bearish CVDs. Yeah, like I'm not just going to have limit orders set here, right? Because you're in price discovery. It's too risky. Too risky. But Chingy, yeah, so there is, of course, some confluence there. Yeah, there's absolutely potential. And if you have your plan and your strategy, or you know what you're looking for, then just wait patiently for price to hit your levels and show you what you want to see, and then just enter a short, of course. Yeah. Oksana, welcome. Binance X hit the 0.7. Interesting. Yeah, on my chart it got close, but let's see what price is gonna give us, no? The X, the 0.7, it's not an invalidation, it just lowers probabilities for a double zigzag. But on my chart, it missed out. How to determine time frames? Depends on what you like to use. Are you more of a swing trading personality, or day trading, or you have the time to scalp, or the nerves or the patience for whatever? So for me, day trading is done on the 15-minute most of the time. Yeah. And when I look for like more swings, I go to 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame for entries. So the time frame is dependent on your style of trading. So you first have to figure out what style do you want to enter trades every day? Do you want to enter trades once a month? There's a big difference. And also, by the way, you can be active on a 50-minute time frame, trade only once a month, get enough profit, and then be done with it. So you need to figure out what you like, and that comes with experience. So in other words, I think you need a bit more time in the market to figure out the tools you enjoy. Probably based on the tools that you like, you're gonna divert or move towards a time frame. So, right, if you like CVD, you're likely gonna be active on lower time frames. And maybe if you use tick charts or order flow or Fibonacci or trend lines, the combination of the tools you enjoy is going to probably determine a time frame as well. So it comes with experience. Like ABC correction, do you usually find volume to spike in the Y? Yes. In complex corrective structures, you tend to peak in a Y, in a C, in a Z. Yeah. Same with a flat wave B, ending on a C or Y. Yeah. Cheers, Mark. Also, welcome everyone to the live stream. As price is moving, I can see new people are joining. If this is your first time, My name is Koen, 32 years young. And I'm a Elliott wave analyst and trader. And if you want to check the analysis, then you can go to the beginning of the stream or ask me questions. I generally upload 3 times a day. Video in the morning, live stream in the afternoon, and either a video or stream in the evening, Central European time zone. And I wish you a happy Halloween today. My background is I was a medical student to become a doctor and a professional gamer. Been a television host for 4 years on ESPN and Fox Sports in the Netherlands for esports related topics. Currently also am a global keynote speaker. I just like to do that. So I speak on global stages, usually C-level executive audiences. And always talking about gaming or esports related topics. So if you Google online for my name, you'll probably find pictures and videos. But global keynote speaker, board member of the Global Esports Federation, and trader and Elliott wave analyst. And for me, Elliott waves. I have no idea what's happening there, but for me, Elliott waves is one of the best tools out there. It's just very tricky, very difficult to learn. So in the videos and in the analysis I do, I always try to educate at the same time. I have a lot of educational material publicly in Discord, no paywalls, it's just all there. And I always explain where I pull the fibs from, what I'm looking for, what the probabilities are, right? So price never moves, or you can never only have one scenario, like only looking bullish or only looking bearish. As an Elliott wave analyst, you always need a bullish and a bearish scenario. And then based on how it respects the rules and the guidelines and the volume and targets and retracements, etc., you can get to probabilities, which is what I always communicate in my content as well. The channel exists for 1 year and 8 months now. I never expected almost 200 people to be live here 1 year and 8 months later. We passed the 14K subscribers last week as well. And I'd like to thank you for your support. And if you enjoy your stay, you know where the buttons are. Thanks for being here and dropping in. Hopefully you liked the theme today. Right. Thanks to Douwe Big Ladusky is his username on YouTube and in Discord. And I guess I'm a very patient guy. So if you're looking for people that have thumbnails where they break their jaws and have incredibly high energy and shout to you through the camera, then this is not going to be the right channel for you. But if you like a more serious, more analytical and calm approach to trading, then this is the place for you. Well argumented analysis. Do you play Dota or Counter-Strike? I have done just for fun, but not professionally. So I was an esports player in Trackmania. It's not the biggest title, I know. It's not comparable to League, Counter-Strike, Dota, and all this stuff. But it is the game that got me to where I'm today. And it is the game, actually, that if I look at how my life unfolded, Trackmania is responsible for being in this position I'm today, in a way. So it's a racing game. I've always been really big into racing. I wasn't allowed to go go-karting as a hobby, as a sport back in the day. It was too dangerous and too expensive for my parents. But eventually in the virtual world, I made it. So I got third of the world in 2013, always top 5, top 10 at the World Championships in Paris. And had a good time. Yeah. It's a great game, by the way. I'm definitely like recommending Trackmania. It's mega kid friendly, but it's really easy to start. It's difficult to perfect. It's very diverse. There's so much possible in the game as well. Very friendly and open community. It's really cool. I was in the Netherlands last year and it was great. I went to the Heineken rooftop and in a boat to see some historic buildings. Nice that you visited Jocasta. I currently, by the way, I live in the south of France. I'm from the Netherlands though. But nice that you visited Amsterdam. Did you also do the Heineken experience? Because you were on the Heineken rooftop, so I'm curious now. Doing a boat tour in the canals is definitely recommended. You see the city from a different point of view. It's nice. Doing a boat tour, learn more about some of the buildings. Yeah. It's a great city. I guess it's a nice city to visit. It's not too awesome of a city to live in. I mean, I used to live in Amsterdam, but and then I lived more on the outside of Amsterdam, but still, like it's still a relatively noisy environment. There's so much happening. If I find a 1, 2, 3. 4 on the day chart or a large ABC. When is it confirmed? On a 15-minute. If you are counting on a daily chart, the 15-minute, I mean, yeah, you can talk. Wait. Okay, I need to explain this. So if you have a 5-wave impulsive structure, right? And this is on a daily chart, right? Let's just write day. Wait. So the 15-minute time frame how can I so in Elliott waves, right? You have different degrees. Okay? If you have a daily impulsive count, then on the 4-hour time frame, you will be able to count an internal 5-wave structure in 3. And on a 1-hour count, you will be able to count another lower time frame 5-wave structure in 3 of 3, because this is then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 1 hour, you can then count another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 15, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? Now, when we talk about confirmations, you need daily confirmations that are then maybe hit with a 15-minute time frame, but you're still looking for a daily confirmation. So just for the sake of an example, imagine that your wave 2 is a zigzag structure to the downside, right? So this is the inside is wave 2, you have a 3-wave structure, right? Wave 2s are commonly deep, short structures, right? And simple, and a zigzag is a simple structure. So 5 waves down in A, 3-wave B, and a 5-wave C, right? Now so this is a daily zigzag. Now your 15-minute confirmation for price to eventually take out the high of 1, right? Can be for price to hit the 618 as it invalidates a wave 4. So quite commonly your wave C ends on a volume peak, right? So your wave A has some volume, your wave B generally corrective, bit lower volume, and then your wave C tends to end on a peak, right? So this is a wave 3 or a wave C. But the moment you hit the 618, a wave 4 is invalidated, which increases the probabilities for an ABC down and price to take out this high. Your only bearish scenario is going to be a 1-2-1-2 down, which is most bearish, of course, but it will have lower probabilities at that moment in time, like contextual wise. So arguably you can say, well, on the daily, right, you increase probabilities for price to take the high if you hit the 618. So with your 15-minute candle, you can hit the 618. But it's still a daily confirmation, right? Now on a 15-minute time frame, however, how I would approach it is if I am looking for price to move up impulsively on a daily time frame, and a corrective structure to the downside here is what we're looking for, then the moment I see a three-wave structure down, what I, for example, would love to see is some proof of support, right? So I like to see price moving up. I want to see some bullish CVDs moving resistance into support, eventually later hit the 618. But I can get an earlier entry instead of only entering later. Of course, if you take the high of B, then you really confirm a three-wave structure. All right, so if I Control Z for a second. So imagine your B is a little bit lower, right? Now, the moment you take out the high of B, this is how John in the group trades. If you take out this high, you confirm a three-wave structure. Increasing probabilities to take the high. Your only bearish scenario now is going to be a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's not relevant. It's too early to talk diagonals. Probabilities are higher. This is a corrective structure. Now you can still have a WXY. You can still have not a triangle in a wave 2, but in a wave 4 you could have a triangle. You can still have a flat, but you're going to be looking for price to take that high. But on a 15-minute time frame, if this is your bias, right, ABC down, then locally on a 15 you can look for a small 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulsive move, correction on the 15, right? And then look for signs of strength. So you can enter on a 50-minute time frame based on a daily idea, right? But it's not like you can, because earlier you asked the question, what time frame should I use? It's not that you can just analyze the daily and then just randomly enter on the 15, because you're still going to use, if you analyze the daily, you're going to find daily confirmations and daily invalidations. If you then go to the lower time frames, you can get lower time frame confirmations and invalidations that might support your daily narrative. So you can enter on the 15 earlier than you would have done with your daily confirmation, right? Does that make sense? I trained for half a marathon too. How did you train, Koen? How do you distribute the load kilometers during the week? Well, actually, I didn't train too much. So last year, in January 2023, I registered for a 42-kilometer marathon obstacle run in the Netherlands called Iron Viking. I actually have the medal here. So, oh, sorry for the hat. Anyway, this is the medal. And I trained for 6 months. And how I approached my training there, because now like 21 kilometers, I did a few 21, quite a lot actually, 21 kilometers in my training last year. And now for the half marathon, I didn't really, I didn't run another 21 for the preparation of this half marathon. But last year, how I approached it is I started by trying to run a marathon from the get-go. Because I wanted to know what's my base, because I've always been a runner, but I did 5 to 10K. And I was curious, how far can I go before I get problems? And if I get pains or whatever, where are the pains? So that I can train my muscles, right? I know what to train. So the first thing I did to prepare for the marathon obstacle run, and an obstacle run is with obstacles, so you also need a lot of upper body strength, is running 40 kilometers. So I made a route of 10 kilometers around the house, and I just did 4 times 10 kilometers, and I just tested my body. I just ran, and eventually, do I get pains, yes or no? Now, at around kilometer 28 or 30, I started to feel my knee on the right, on the outside of my knee on the right. That's where it started. I actually managed to finish 42 Ks from the get-go, but I had to walk at the end because of my knee. So I immediately knew, okay, that's a weakness. And then in the months after, I started to build up my training. So first of all, in the gym, I very much focused on my knee, my upper body strength as well. And in hindsight, I should have trained my legs more, because in the end, your knee only does this. You need to train your muscles, of course. So when I say I focused on my knee, I mean the muscles around the knee. Doing a lot of crab exercises as well. And you want to train the it's the gluteus like medius. It goes from like your hip, your ass towards the knee, right? And that's an important muscle that I had to train. In hindsight, I should have trained my legs a bit more though, because in the marathon, I definitely struggled at the end. But nonetheless, how I started is got pain in my knee during the first time doing the marathon. So I knew that's a focus. So I trained my muscles, trained my upper body for the obstacles as well. And then running wise, I started with 5 again, and then went from 5 to 10 because I knew I could do 10 quite easily. And then I just moved up 10, 15, 15, 18, 20, 20, 23, 25, and then slowly pick it up. And then a month, 1 month before I had my marathon obstacle run, I ran another marathon distance at home, just to make sure that I can just complete it. And I also participated in a 21-kilometer obstacle run, just to test the distance combined with obstacles, because a marathon or a half marathon is of course continuously running, while an obstacle run is stop and go. So it's different. And I just needed to get that feel. So while learning, I also participated in that 21-kilometer obstacle run. And I did one in a gym as well, but that was short distance, like 5K with 40 obstacles or something. And then, I got to say, like, it was a great event, very well organized. I loved it. I really love obstacle running. It's like playing outside for adults. I did one with my wife, actually, last month, or earlier this month, I think, actually. Do I have pictures? I think I need my phone. I don't think I have them on my laptop yet. I put them on my Instagram story the other day. But we managed to complete it. And for my wife, the Spartan race in Le Dramont, close to Saint-Raphael here in the south of France, was the first one she ever did. And we did it was a sprint, which is actually a 5 kilometer. But my GPS tracked 8 kilometers, and it was definitely longer than 5. I know the feeling of running 5. I've been running 5 for years. So it was about 8, but she did great, and she finished. So yeah, that's how I trained. And then now for the half marathon, my knee is still a weak point. I notice it. Sometimes I can feel my knee after 3 kilometers, sometimes after 15, sometimes after 30. So it's almost like like a lottery. I might want to experiment more with different shoes, but I mean, I can run 10, 12, like 21 shouldn't be a problem. If I don't make it, it's because of my knee, but I will not make it. I'll just continue running. So I'll finish anyway. Yeah. And I want to support my wife as well. It's her first event, like distance wise, first time she's going to do 21. And she's trained a lot. Her pace is a lot lower than mine, so it will take an adjustment, but I've been training with her. And I have trained my wife to run 21. And she started from, her first distance was like 4 kilometers, and then 5, and then you slowly build it up, literally almost kilometer by kilometer. So 618 above her. After Amsterdam. I'm on Tesla stock, so a big ABC, so confused. You mean on Tesla? I don't know what happened on Tesla. I think people look for a triangle as well on Tesla. You must be an adorable person. I can feel it. Thanks, Matthias. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really something I can say about myself, but I appreciate that you feel it through the screen. Cheers, man. Costa, love that we went, man. Even places where you're not allowed to take pictures. Gotta risk it sometimes, no? Else life is boring, no? Have you, Costa, in Amsterdam, so you did the boat tour, right? Did you also go to the red light district, which of course is very famous for whatever happens there? Central Station is also a nice building. You have the museum, the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, which is great as well. During winter, by the way, at the Rijksmuseum, they also have a winter village with an ice skating track and a bridge on top. It's fun. It's nice. Yeah, exactly, Mark. If this will be an impulse down, how the probability change? Do you still think we take out all-time high? At the moment, as long as you don't invalidate a wave 4, that answer is yes. So you just wait for probabilities to change. You know the invalidation for a 4 is 69.3. If we hit it, then we'll know more. So, of course, from a trade management point of view, whatever is happening here is no problem, right? Like entering here during the move up, resistance box 1, resistance box 2. So let me talk about my own trading here. Maybe someone learns a thing or two. Because, of course, I hear this on stream regularly. I'm very, very calm, but it's also just your style, right? So I entered my long. Price moves up, TP1, TP2, right? I don't care about whatever happens. I'm not in shorts. I'm not interested in shorts until the chart gives me a reason to look for shorts, right? So the probabilities on the 15 were higher to take the low, but on the 1 hour they haven't changed yet, right? They're still higher to take the high. So I just want the higher time frame trend, I would like it to change. And then during retracements, because there's always going to be a retracement, eventually once you get a retracement, I'll short the retracement, right? So that's it. How long in time will wave 4 be in this case? Missed where wave 1 and 2 start end. So far, if this is your 4, it's still fine. This is the short version of the 2. You can make 2 longer by doing this pivot, but you're still before the 3. But yeah, volume increasing, so you want to, of course, TP along the way. Better trade safe instead of being too greedy. It's still good in time. If probabilities change, then yeah, we'll make sure to change the probabilities. There's no bias to taking all-time high. We have to take it or not. No, not at all. You know, if eventually probabilities locally change and we look for downside, we're gonna look for downside. I don't care if we go to 80k or back down to 50k. You know, I just want to trade the chart and what's in front of me. We know the target for a wave 4. And yeah, at the moment, from a trading perspective or a chart perspective, price is moving down on an increased amount of volume. So you're looking now for a wave 4 to eventually form, and then one more drop in a wave 5 to take out the low if you're looking for an impulse to the downside. So yeah, it takes a bit of patience. I need to get motivated, at least start walking. Yeah, walking is really good. What you should do, I've done it with my wife as well a few years ago, just 2019. A few friends, myself, my wife, we did the 4-day march in the Netherlands. And my wife did 4 days of 40 kilometers walking. And then my buddy and I, we did 4 days of 50 kilometers, because men have to do 50 in order to get the medal, and women have to do 40 in order to get the medal. It's a completely different challenge, right? Like walking 50 kilometers for 4 days. And actually, it's very mental as well. We did a lot of preparation for that event as well. But no one can prepare you for the pain that you're gonna feel in your feet starting day 2. Every step you take, your soul, the sole of your foot, just hurts, man. I did not have any blisters. I had no problem with blisters whatsoever. I did eventually on day 4. My knee started to play up, but I had no problem with blisters. It's just that every step you take, you get like the pain signal to your brain, man. Like, yeah. But we pulled through. We managed to finish. Even on the final day, I was hinking, like because of my knee. I have a very, very small leg difference. I don't know, it's like 0. something millimeters, but it makes that there's a small leg difference, which translates into the hips as well. And that brings more tension on the outer muscle on my right leg, right between my hip and the right leg of my knee. So that one is always a bit more stretched, like, let's say, right? And that's yeah. Of course, now I have soles as well, but it's still yeah, still there. I don't know. Might have to figure out a solution next year. Someone calling. 1 second, gonna pick up here. Lol, getting called. One minute. Yo, sorry guys. Happens sometimes. Of course, I'm also still a global keynote speaker, and I knew that I had a chance of someone calling me today for a speaking gig in the Netherlands. And the moment I then get the phone, I had to pick up. So there you go. Doing two things at the same time, I suppose. Yep, I'm still live, but it is of course getting time to slowly wrap things up, though. I mean, of course, could have maybe done it before picking up the call, but it happened suddenly. So, but yeah, let's see. Yeah. Can you already say which event? It is an event in Roermond in the southern side of the Netherlands. So I'll be there on the 25th of November, but I have four speaking gigs in that week. So you have the 25th of November, which is the last one, and I fly back to Nice in the evening. But I will arrive in the Netherlands 1 week before, because I have a couple of speaking gigs in that week. And that's the last one. The last one is on the 25th. Koen's having his weekly market maker meeting. Is that your girlfriend finding you? Wink twice, you're eyed so we can save you. Thanks for thinking about it, Matthias. My wife, happy wife, happy life, they say. No? Do you pick the subjects, or they do within your domain? So as a speaker, I have an expertise, and whenever an event is looking for someone with that expertise, they can find me through the website of agencies. So they contact agencies. They're like, hey, we're looking for this and this. Do you have someone that you know? And then they end up with me. There's not a lot of speakers in the world that talk about like professional speakers. So not just the CEO of a company that does a chat, but actually professional speakers about the gaming and esports industry. And my niche topic, so besides the gaming and esports industry and what you can do from a marketing perspective and reaching the younger generation and still being relevant in 10 years with your company by lessons learned from the gaming industry, there's different things I talk about. One of the things I also talk about is parents and gaming children. So things about making rules and appointments, the balance between sleep, study, sports, social life, and playing the game, and other stuff. What questions to ask, how to build a relationship, if there's fights, how to adjust that, like that sort of stuff. I've had a business for five years where I help parents with gaming children. I gotta say though that so this is my personal website, but I gotta say, like, I haven't updated my personal website in a long time. It's a little less because most people come through the agencies, and on my personal website I do have like some of the companies I spoke with. But if you go to, for example, Chartwell Speakers, so yeah, some international stuff like biography, speaking topics, right? So this is, I gotta say, when I speak at global, usually C-level events, right? Like most of the time it has to do with this, right? Staying relevant. How does my company reach the younger generation? How do I stay relevant? How can I still sell my products in 10 years? What do I have to change? How do I look for change, right? Like, and there's certain lessons from the gaming industry that I talk about, which companies can use internally to keep that connection with newer generations and selling their products, positioning them in such a way they remain relevant, right? This is, of course, Parents Gaming Children. This is also Parents Gaming Children. This is more marketing related, trends related, right? Opportunities and trends. Introduction, what is it? How does it work? What can you do? And a bit about more like personal development. So, yeah, I'm an author as well. TEDx. Yeah. Fun stuff. And then you just fill in the form and ta-da. So, yep, that's me. Yep. The TEDx was it was nice. It was fun. So when I spoke for TEDx in Germany, it was a beautiful room. Wait, I can show you some pictures. 1 second. Now, mind you, that these pictures I'm going to show you. Oh, damn! Wait, I need to connect my hard drive. The pictures I'm going to show you are actually from the photographer of the event, but they're really bad. I don't know what happened, but something went wrong. The problem with the event though was that, so I was the first speaker. I need to first talk about how do you actually become a TEDx speaker, because you have to get through certain rounds to be selected. With pictures, and then I go to this, and then I go to, well, I have so many folders. This one. Oh, there we go. So this was the room. Does it open here or does it? Okay, there we go. So this was the room. That's me. 900 people here. Ashley, my wife, was sitting all the way at the right top. Oh wait, this one is better probably. So that's me. And Ashley is, I think she's here. So there's 900 people in this event, and I spoke about the 3 questions to ask, because like when I talk with Parents Gaming Children, communication is going to solve most of your problems. And I found a new way to engage with children, and I put that into a system, which is very easy. So I spoke about that system basically on how to connect with your gaming kid. And I talk about my story with my mom, and then I eventually go into the tips. But the problem is that the microphone, they wanted to put me as the first speaker. So I was the opening speaker of the event, which is a very, very respectable position at an event, as you kick it off. So it's a very, very honorable, it's very cool to be selected to open the event. The problem is that my microphone was turned off in the first 6 to 7 minutes of my talk. They forgot to turn it on backstage. So when the video came out, the first 6 to 7 minutes did not have microphone quality sound. And they eventually managed to get some of the sound back by using the reflection of the space back to the stage, and they tried to pick that up. So it's rubbish quality, and then after like 7 or 8 minutes, the normal quality comes in. The problem is that TEDx said, we are not gonna, so it's on their website, yeah, cool. But as much as so before the event, the the TEDx organization and TEDx Global, they wanted to push this topic and my presentation about this topic because it was a very unique topic that wasn't yet spoken about. So it was very original. So they wanted to put it out there. The problem is that once they fucked up the sound, they were like, we can't use this because it's not according to our quality standards. So it's on the website, but it never got pushed. Happens, I guess. But that was a big bummer. So so how, as a TEDx speaker, there were multiple rounds that we had to get through. So first you have so in this case you had your first round where you had to write a script about what you wanted to say and then send it to them, and then your script needs to be accepted. Then you need to send a video. Then you had to, a video about your speaking. Then you had to go to the location and do the presentation on a stage for the organization so that they can check if you are good enough, yes or no. And every time people fall off. And then eventually there I got selected, and then they eventually wanted to put me as the first speaker of the event. So they did. I'm the opening speaker, and then my microphone was off. Fuck, man. But hey, it was a great experience. It was awesome. I enjoyed it. I don't blame them for microphone off. It happens. It's a pity because TEDx Global therefore never pushed my video, and you never know what would have happened. But that's what would have happened if they pushed it, and you have, instead of thousands of views, you have hundreds of thousands of views on online. But it was fun. It was fun, and I'm happy where I am today. You never know what would have happened. Maybe I'm even more happy with where I am today. So no, it was a great event, great experience, great event, very kind organization, and it's an honor to have spoken on the Red Dot, at least at such a big TEDx, because you can also do a local TEDx at like a school where like there's not really a barrier of entry, but you have the bigger TEDx's where you can only get through a selection period. Interesting. What's up, Patrick? Jeffrey, welcome. Fancy English. Prestigious if we are using fancy English. What's your thoughts of current price action? Wait for range to form, price moving down, volume increasing. We are currently below the white box here, inside this gap. Bit of support down below, value area low, blue area. And at the moment, on a 1 hour, so on the 15-minute time frame, the probabilities are higher to take out this low, right? Mentioned in the analysis earlier in the live stream, and also if I open Discord here, posted at noon when price was ranging sideways, talking about probabilities higher to take out the low. So now that we've done that, as long as you do not invalidate a wave 4, the probabilities remain higher to still look for a 4 and a 5 and corrective price action. It is difficult to count this start, of course, as an impulse because if you look at this structure to the downside, you can clearly see a three-wave structure. If this was like, so you have one low, two low, right? You never had a low in the middle and then a retracement. So you can't like look for diagonals here. So we cannot count this as like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would then need to count this as a wave 1. All of this has to be a 2, and then you need another 1, 2, and down. Or you need 1, 2, and then down in a 3. But the problem with counting this as a 1, 2, and then another 1, 2 here, is that if this is a 2, it needs to be a flat or a WXY. But in a flat, this has to be a 5-wave structure, but it's a 3-wave structure. And in a WXY, this is a zigzag, but then Y is a zigzag, which means W is not allowed to be a zigzag, but it is. So you also can count it as a WXY. And if you would even consider triangles being an A, B, C, D, and then an E, well, in a triangle can only be a wave B or a wave 4. in this case, it's a B or a wave X, right? So B, X, 4. But a triangle always precedes a final move. So if you want to count a triangle here, that's perfectly fine. But then this move to the downside is going to be the final leg down. And then you expect a bigger retracement again. So it comes back down to, then we're looking for a 4, right? Because here we're then looking for a 3-wave structure, WXY or an ABC in that case. So therefore, the probabilities remain corrective, remain 4, unless proven otherwise. So yeah. That was very quick, but hopefully it answers the question. In the 5-minute, we have an ending diagonal. Maybe I'm not really involved in 5-minute time frames. It's too early to talk about, like, is there a ending diagonal? Yeah, it's not something I would really be looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, ending diagonal, maybe not, but this is 5-minute time frame. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also already have a finish here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. You can still have an A, B, C flat, and then go back down once again. So yeah, I'm not really someone that tends to be around on the 5 minutes. Elliott waves is best, like 15 minutes and higher. What's up, Jared? How you doing? Welcome. The fair value gap has hit. Yes, this one here. Doda, thank you, Doda. Big respect for talking at TEDx. Koen, may I ask if this was the biggest event for you, nerve-wise? I would answer that question with a yes. Just because it's TEDx. And in hindsight, even like when I look back at my talk, so the problem is I'm a very natural speaker. So I don't have a script. I never prepare. I just rock and roll. I just get on stage. I know what I want to talk about, and I just go. And that's when I'm at my best. I'm at my best when I just flow. With TEDx, they wanted scripts, and you got to run the scripts. Thanks, Mark, for being here, man. Cheers, dude. And so I had to make a script, and then I had to learn my script, prepare my script, and then speak the script. And I had no problem following the script, but it's different. It's a different way of talking. It's a different way of acting. It's a different way of moving. So when I look back at my presentation, I mean, I'm happy. But at the same time, I feel like it doesn't always look as me, if you know what I mean. Cheers, yes, and good job on your trades. So, but the moment I enter the stage and I start talking, the nerves disappear. But I had probably in my speaking career the most nerves before getting on stage for TEDx, but I know how to cope with the nerves, and it's also experience, so I know how to work my way around it, and that's no problem. But the moment I then when I'm on stage, I'm most comfortable. So when I'm in the spotlight, I can see the audience. That's when I'm at my best, and that's when the nerves disappear. And off stage before moving on, because I'm also the opening speaker, which gives a bit more pressure, because you basically, as the first speaker, you, like the audience, of course, has an expectation when they go to the event, but you're the first speaker, so you're basically like a quality check, right? You set the, thank you, Wayep. You set the tone. And that, of course, adds more pressure to speaking. But I'm happy in my. I'm just happy. I'm happy in my presentation. There's some elements where I would have done things differently if I would have been a natural speaker instead of doing a script. Anon, could you copy your question? Would that be possible? Yeah, it's nice, but it's not always me. And probably you will be able, if you check that presentation, the TEDx one, if you check it, it's online. If you look for my name, you'll probably see a big difference between how I spoke there and how I speak here in front of the webcam. And if you look for my name and Koen Schobber speaking, you'll find some other presentations, and you will see the difference between me speaking in a flow and me speaking at TEDx. So you can yeah, you can see the difference. Could we start the wave C below 49K? Gabriel, I have a question. So of course the answer, if you're looking for a flat, this needs to be your B high, and then you need a bigger C down, yes, but the probabilities are still higher. This is corrective, not impulsive. But I am interested to know, do you ever have a bullish scenario as well? Because since the 49K low, you've always been talking about 30K, 20K, 40K. I've never heard you talk about just a bullish scenario. Like sometimes you say, can we go to 70 and then back down again to 40? I'm just wondering if you're also trading the short side all the time as price moves up. Like it's there's not many people that look that way. You know? Once ETH hits 1250, I'm very bullish. Okay, but that's Ethereum. On Bitcoin, I think you were looking for what, 30 or 40 or something, was it? And there's no, I mean, there's a scenario that leads to these prices. It's just that it doesn't yet have the highest probability, but it has I have it on the chart. I have a scenario on the chart that can get you to the low 40s, but the probabilities are not yet on the side. So on all time frames. But of course, once probabilities change based on new information, we'll know, right? We'll be able to correctly identify it. But then also the question would also be, do you also have a plan for if price continues? So of course, one can have a plan for the drop and then loading up in an area. But what if price would continue and not come to the levels, right? Like what's the plan in that case? Are you involved, or you have a more local trading plan as well? I'm just interested. Yeah, it's good to have a plan. If your plan is I wait for the drop, it's a good plan, no? The question is if you get the drop, it's a matter of time. Time will tell. And then if price does continue, then we need to have a plan on how can we then be part of the move. ABC. I have my Tesla. Triangle, ABC. Yeah, triangle. Yeah, so I heard about the triangle on Tesla, yeah. Anon, I'm confused. I cannot find where it says that 618 is invalidation for wave 4. I read that wave 1 high is the invalidation of wave 4. Other than that, it is allowed, but uncommon to go deeper. So the 0.618, right? The common target for a 4 is the 236 to the 0.5, right? The 0.618 is common for your wave 2s. And if you read the material of Elliott waves, then you will see that the 618 as a target for a wave 4 is not mentioned, right? It's an incredibly rare target. If you go to Elliott Wave International as well, Mr. Kennedy himself, I believe he said that in his career, he has never seen a wave 4 reaching the 0.618. The target for a wave 4, 618 is never mentioned. And if so, it's a very rare target. Now here's the thing. The 0.618 decreases the probabilities for a wave 4 so much that it pretty much acts as an invalidation. I have never ever seen a wave 4 hit a 618 Fibonacci and in hindsight still be counted as a wave 4. it is much better for your trading and your analysis to change your count without a wave 4. So you're going to look into double 1-2s or an ABC, like a corrective structure. And in 99.9% of the cases, changing your scenario will benefit you. So by studying Elliott waves, you will find the targets in the book, Elliott Wave International, and other sources. The 0.236 to the 0.5 is common, right? And for a wave 2, it's 0.5786. The 0.618 for wave 4 is officially, that's absolutely correct, Anon. Officially, it's not an invalidation. It's just that the moment you hit the 618, the probabilities that you're actually looking at a 4 are so incredibly low that you can better remove the wave 4 and look for other structures. And it will be a lot more profitable to just use the 618 as an invalidation, as the probabilities are so low. I've never seen it. And look, I of course have how many? I now have like 3 years and 8 months experience with Elliott waves, doing it on a daily basis. But if like Elliott Wave International, some of the coaches there, if you talk to Kennedy, for example, and he also, like, he's never seen it in his career, and we're then talking about like 20 years or something. Like, it's insane. So yeah, it's better to look for other structures. Yeah, it would be similar to wave B of a flat, where, I mean, even there, this is going to be more common than a wave 4 hitting a 618, but wave B of a flat, right? The rare target. So this is rare. It's not an invalidation. This is rare. That's a difference. So if you have a flat A, B, C, the rare target for your B is the 1.618 taken from the start to the end of A. The common target is blue here, right? Rare target is the 1.618. The moment the 1.618 is hit, from an Elliott wave point of view, it is best to remove the scenario of a flat and count this as a different structure instead of looking for a flat. So your primary being a flat is like, if that's your high probability scenario, the moment you hit the 1.618, from a probability perspective, you are going to remove the expanding flat scenario and you're going to look for other structures. So this is also how, of course, experience counts, but this is how probabilities change as new information comes in and certain levels are hit, or certain structures, volume, targets, all of that is then taken into account, and that's how your probabilities are adjusted. Yeah. Anchored VWAP, interesting support. Every time we drop 50% before the altcoin season starts. I actually wonder, altcoin season, yeah, when would that be, no? By December, ETH 1250 and next year 1215K. And Bitcoin 4042 and next year only up. Okay, 2025. ETH 1250 to 12 to 15K. Oh. That would be a big one. Don't fade, new moon November 1. Not the first one that talks about the moon. I don't follow moon patterns and stuff. Interesting, though. In the weekly time frame, what's the probability for a WXY? W567 X. Wait. I'm not sure if I know exactly. So the bearish scenario here is this flat. But I don't know why. What's the WXY? W56. X71. 7. So I guess that's here. And then Y is a flat, but you can't count this as a... No, we never hit the 0.9, so you can't count this as a flat. This is not a flat. Minimum target is the 0.9, which we didn't hit. But by all means, your bearish scenario would be to finish a wave A here, yeah. But then not a WXY and A, but either you have a finished ABC zigzag or you use a wave Y triangle. It's the wave A zigzag. Yes, that's an option if you finish at this white box. And then you look for WXY. And if you end with a wave Y triangle, you look for ABC. And then you end currently on the highest amount of volume. Like from a psychology point of view, it would be nuts to get this close to all-time high and then just go down and take the lows. Everyone being bullish, 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 wrecked. Nice Halloween story. But could the local top be a larger C? That would be this scenario. So then you have a finished 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. And by the way, this can still be bullish, right? Because then you look for a corrective structure in the 2 and then later you continue. The thing is, for a bearish scenario, right? If you want to be very bearish, you need an impulse down. You need an impulse to the downside. You need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the moment, the only scenario you can really have here, bearish, is the diagonal at the moment. You can't really count any impulse down here. So you then have your 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. If price does this, then you can label this low as a wave A or a wave 1. Look for a 3-wave retracement, likely to the point of control of this range. And then your wave 2 or B. And then you're going to move down impulsively in a wave C or a wave Y, wave 3. But then again, this ABC can still be part of a higher degree wave 2 and then just move back up, right? So it will, as price moves down, we will know what happens based on the extensions and the volume. So that's no problem. But at the moment, there's not yet a reason to talk about price moving below 49. Sir, welcome, Joshua. How about your experience of WXY with sequence of ABC? So an ABC is a subdegree of a WXY, right? So you have oh. Hey. Matt. So no trading view if you're watching. So an ABC and a WXY are significantly different structures, right? So an ABC is always a zigzag or a flat. Both of these are counted with the same letters. The main difference is then in a zigzag, your B is not allowed to take out the high of A, the origin of A. And in a flat, it is most common for your B to take the origin of A. Wave B minimum target in a flat is the 0.9 of A, Fibonacci, right? Fib taken. Wave A in a flat is a 3-wave structure. Wave A in a zigzag is a 5-wave structure, right? That's the first difference. So the moment you have a 3-wave structure, right, you're always either looking for a wave A or you're looking for a W. Now, before I get into that, let me do this. A WXY is a combination, right? It's also called a double combo. Now, wave W is always either a flat or a zigzag, which means internally, your wave W is an ABC. It's an ABC flat or it is an ABC zigzag, but it's always an ABC. Wave X can be anything, and then your wave Y is a flat triangle or a zigzag. Wave Y in a sideways WXY cannot be a zigzag if wave W is a zigzag. All right. Now, from an analysis point of view, when you have a 3-wave structure to the downside, for example, a zigzag, and you are looking, right, time-wise, this is too short. Of course, a zigzag can be the end and you just continue. But imagine time-wise, we're looking for a bigger structure, right? This is too short in time. We're looking for a bigger corrective structure. The moment you have a zigzag down, you're always going to label this A or W. And then depending on the move to the upside, you know if you're going to be looking for a flat or a WXY. Right? For a flat, you're going to be looking for a high retracement, preferably takes out the origin of A. Minimum retracement is the 0.9 Fibonacci from the start to the low. For a wave W, you're looking for a more sideways retracement. Most of the time, you don't go all the way up. For a WXY, taking the high is less common, the origin of your W. It is a target, it is possible, but the moment you take out the origin of a W, you preferably look for a flat first. A flat has higher probabilities than a combo. Simple structures, zigzag, flat, triangle, higher probability than a WXY, right? Now, of course, if you have a zigzag down, okay, based on the move to the upside, we can look for a flat or a W, X, and a Y. Sideways double combo, WXY with a higher X, retracing to the golden pocket, preferably minimum golden pocket. But you can also still have a double zigzag, WXY, which generally gives you a very shallow X retracement. So in other words, based on the retracement, we will know the probabilities. Are we looking for a flat? Are we looking for a double combo? Are we looking for a double zigzag, right? And then lastly, if this turns out to be a zigzag structure, and then you get another zigzag structure, now we can look for a triangle as well. A, B, C, D, and then you look for a wave E. But a triangle, that's and this is what I see online. It's many mistakes online. A triangle is your final scenario. It's your last option. It's never your first. Triangles are always last, right? Never first. So when you have a zigzag down and it's too short in time, your first choice is going to be a flat or a WXY sideways or sideways double combo or a double zigzag, but you don't know. It depends on the move up. Now wave B of a flat, right, has to be, quote unquote, most commonly, but some say has to be, a zigzag family structure. So if price does this and creates a flat taking out the low, you are gonna remove the flat, the bigger flat, A, B, C, because you're not looking for a flat in a bigger B of a flat. So now you're automatically gonna look for a WXY double combo, or of course a double zigzag, depending on how high price retraces, okay? So your first option is always an ABC flat after a 3-wave structure or a WXY if you have a 3-wave move. Double zigzag or sideways double combo. And only later, if you continue this range, right, only at the end you may go to a triangle. Triangles are always lost. Another big mistake that people tend to make, right? What I see online, which is really annoying, but people do whatever they want to do, so I'm not bothered, is that go to my triangle videos and I'll explain it in more detail. But the moment price is showing you the form of a triangle, so the moment people can pull two trend lines and they're like, oh look, oh it's a triangle, yeah. Like the moment they can connect three dots here and they're like, oh, triangle. No, right? The only valid triangle, official triangle, is a Elliott wave triangle, right? You need the rules of Elliott waves. All of the waves need to be zigzag family structures. Only one wave can be complex, being a double or triple zigzag, generally wave C. If not C, then D. If not D, then B, right? C is most common, D is uncommon, B is very rare, A and C is almost impossible. E can be a triangle, also very rare. Now, the typical double fake out is, of course, when people are too early with thinking about triangles. I just explained why a triangle is lost. Is because what tends to happen is when people put triangles on too early, triangles generally do not work if people don't have Elliott wave knowledge, right? So you get faked out. This is a flat, for example, right? So you get a double fake out on both sides. Or you get this, right? Which is then another flat. So you have, again, a fake out on both sides. So a triangle is always last, right? Triangle always last, never first. So the moment you can pull two trend lines on a chart and they convert, don't immediately think about a triangle, right? So first look at the rules of Elliott waves. Are all the waves zigzag structures? Is there one wave complex? And if so, is it wave C? Right? That's most common, by far most common. You can have a look at the volume, as commonly in a triangle, volume declines and not increases. And don't draw triangles too early. If you see anyone online drawing a triangle before you finish a wave D, run. Doesn't make sense. I remember. I gotta dig in my memory here. Wasn't there something going on here? This is a long time ago, but I remember this. So this is 2021. I think there were people here counting a triangle as well, which eventually failed. You had a double fake out, first low, then the high, and then you move down again. I once made a video with an even better example. This can never be a triangle, by the way. Because you never got another leg down and then up, so you cannot count this as a triangle. It's impossible, because then you needed price to move down, which it didn't. It moved up. I once made a video about because I saw so many triangles online back in the day when I was actually still looking for, like, I was looking at other creators, and damn, the triangle got wrecked so hard. But I it's somewhere on my channel. Yeah, try looking, 1.6k videos. But yeah, what I just want to say, don't fall for, oh, price, I can pull two trend lines and now I just call it a triangle. Don't be one of those. Oh. Love that. Halloween, yo. Base channel for this dump shouldn't get a breakout. Yeah, I mean, so far we're just moving down, volume increasing. here the base channel is, well, I actually didn't put a channel on the chart. In this case, your base channel would be broken. So then we might have to divert to, if you do want to remain bullish here. But then again, I do not like this as an impulse. So yeah, we didn't invalidate yet a wave 4 from a Fibonacci perspective, but interesting you mentioned the base channel, as the base channel has been taken. The lower trend line of the base channel is touched, and a wave 4 hitting the lower end of the base channel is not what you like to see, right? So it almost serves as an it's significant, it lowers probability. So that's an interesting one, at least. That's an important level before actually touching the fib. Nice find, by the way. Who was the one? Base channel, Arhamni. Base channel for this dump shouldn't get a breakout. Oh wait, you were talking about another base channel. Okay, I get it. You were talking about this one. I was looking at a different one, but nonetheless, it's still the same. So you're looking at this base channel. And indeed, for a base channel, at the moment you move below, right, and you're going to extend here, volume increasing, then you might want to start considering impulsive structures, or of course you have an ABC if you want to extend out of it. So just breaking here, this wouldn't be enough. I need to see a bigger extension. There's always a rule of our community on wave 3 saying always trade common and always recount if there's rare, do's and don't, and apply Elliott wave international rules. Yeah, you know, apply the rules exactly like rule-based counting. It's always best to first look for common before rare, like expanding diagonals and expanding triangles, and being too early, like too early with diagonals or too early with triangles, or it's just the probabilities are not ready yet for those type of structures. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a good rule to have in the community. So absolutely. Hey guys, I gotta say, I gotta go for multiple reasons. First of all, my family arrives later tonight. Second, help my wife here in the house before everyone arrives. You know, it's the typical make sure everything is neat. Can you show us how you count the waves? That's a big question, because I would recommend to go to my YouTube channel and check this playlist, Elliott Waves Beginner's Guide. This will get you all the information that you need about Elliott Waves. Everything. It goes quick, right? But it gives you all the information. Or go in the description, if you scroll down, there's a website, bit.ly Elliott Wave detailed link, laptop emoji in front. Check that one out. So of course, how I am counting waves is by just using the Elliott Wave tool of TradingView, quite literally, right? How do you count waves? You want to find a low or a high to start counting, right? So you want to start counting this correction down here, this move down, by counting from the high, right? You can try and count this move up from this low. Once your knowledge increases, you can also pick other levels, but start with significant highs or lows, this high. Right? Don't start counting from here. You want to start counting from there. Right? So, and then how do you count? That's based on the theory and the knowledge of Elliott Waves, which is what you can find here in the videos. Okay, everyone. Let's do a short summary. So, the analysis earlier today, the probabilities here as price was ranging was higher to take out this low. Price took the low, and now we just observe what happens on the 1 hour time frame. We still have the bullish scenario with the 618 being an invalidation. However, quite interestingly, it was not even the question, but we did hit the low of the base channel, and the fact that price moved below the base channel and broke the lower trend line of the base channel, decreases probabilities. This is a wave 4 matching this wave 2. Now that means that your alternative for a wave 4, because still counting this as an impulse is a mess, right? It's going to be surprising if it's actually going to be. So there's still the following base channel here, where you then need to count this as a 1, 2, this is your 3. You look for a deeper 4 and a 5. Target from the low to the high. And then you have your wave 4, right? Now this scenario still leads to this being a corrective structure, as the probabilities of this are higher that it's corrective, the beginning here. It would be super ugly if this is an impulse. All the three, it's a three-wave structure. So yeah, even though not too big of a fan of the start of this move to the upside, as it looks better as a double zigzag and not an impulse to the upside. So yeah, the fact here you took out the base channel, make sure that got to be more cautious. As price is moving down on an increased amount of volume, got to wait for a range to form. I have absolutely zero interest in longs. We hit the resistance areas as well. I entered my longs already lower, and it was TP1, TP2. Everything is well managed. No problemo. Probabilities here remain higher though that this is a corrective structure, especially the first one down, until proven otherwise. So let's see what happens. One little area of support down here left, but there's not much. If I open all of the horizontals, yeah, so below this there's not a lot going on, and then we have 67.3 being the weekly naked point of control. So interesting. Yeah, it's just well, yeah, even in a zigzag you would need to count a 5, 3, 5. It's just where do you get your 5 from? And if this is your 5, that's fine. But how do we count this a WXY? 2 zigzags in W and Y, which is not allowed in a sideways double combo with X taking the origin here of A. We can't count it a flat ABC because C is not a 5-wave structure, it's a 3-wave structure. So, and we can't count this as a wave A or 1 because we only have low number 1 and low number 2. We never got a third one. So we can't count this as a diagonal, but we also can't like this. Yeah. So, price action is not always perfect, but that is also why I'm not in a short, because there's no interest for me to be in a short. Definitely not an area too long. After hitting resistance, I would need to see signs of strength and support. Probabilities were high to take out this low, which happened, but now I'm just waiting for a new range. And then whenever that range happens, we will have a bit more clarity. Yeah. One more question: best time frame for scalping used by Elliott waves. Sculpting, I guess you mean scalping, but if you mean low time frame, then 15 minutes is as low as I go. I don't go below 15. This looks yeah. So answer that one. Hi, as we break in the curvature, there's low probability this is wave 4 incident. When you take a base channel from this 1, 2 here, yes. We still have the potential of this being then 1, 2, but I don't like this as a 1. But yeah, but I can't deny that even though your base channel here of this 1, 2 here is touched, this how does one even? We covered everything here locally. I don't know. I until proven otherwise, corrective. And this being corrective, still looking for that high. Don't worry, he says double combo, McDonald's comes to mind. Haven't been there for such a long time. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. It was a pleasure to be live today during Halloween. Oh, I gotta move to the right. And let's see if this actually works nicely. 1 second here. I'm gonna test something. Because so I need to buy lights, but actually I do have a light. Okay. Improvement, especially when it gets dark. It makes a big difference in my face. Okay, improvements made. Yo, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Nice to see that the 50-minute probabilities played out. Gotta wait for the 1 hour though with the wave 4 and 5. Of course, price retraced quite deep, breaking that base channel. So let's see what happens. But at least the 50-minute probabilities taking out the low, that one check. And now we just got to wait for a range to form. So price is moving down locally, volume increasing, wait for a range to form. And then eventually we will have more information. So, and also if we're looking for a wave 4, right? So on the 15, looking for price to take the low, cool, took the low. If we're looking for a wave 4 and 5, you need signs of strength. So you need a range, no? You need a range and then a bounce and then take it from there. So currently we just move down on volume. So there's not much going on, but it's can't deny that the beginning from 73 still it looks so corrective. So very interesting, very interesting. Halloween price action, Halloween volatility, as expected. It's in the title. Very nice. How many degrees in Elliott waves do you use? I don't really tend to count in degrees. I just have a few colors. I color coded. A couple of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, and I just use different colors for my count. But I count from the 15-minute all the way to the monthly. So yeah. So yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Take care. Happy Halloween, and we'll see if I do anything tonight because it's already 5 p.m. I might, maybe I do an update video, maybe not. My family is coming as well from the Netherlands. They arrive at the airport later. So I'm not sure, but tomorrow afternoon I will be live, and I will write a post about the fact that my family is coming over. So content might be a little bit less, like less than normal, but you'll know. So let's see what price does locally. But thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you again at the next one.